The simple present tense. Form 1. Inactive. Affirmative I. We. They. You. Plural noun. Plus infinitive. He. She. It. Singular noun. Plus infinitive and s. S. I's. Negative I. We. They. You. Plural noun. Plus don't and inf. He. She. It. Singular noun. Plus doesn't and infinitive. Interrogative do and I. We. They. You. Plural noun. Plus infinitive. Does and he. She. It. Singular noun. Plus infinitive. I teach English. I don't teach English. Do you teach English? What do you teach? She teaches Arabic. She doesn't teach Arabic. Does she teach Arabic? What does she teach? We usually get up early. We don't usually get up early. Do you usually get up early? When do you usually get up? Ali usually gets up early. Ali doesn't usually get up early. Does Ali usually gets up early? Who usually gets up early? Notes on spelling. Verbs ending in ss, sh, ch, o, x, add s, instead of s alone, to form the third person singular, he, she, it, singular noun. I pass. He passes. The boys box. Adele boxes. We finish. She finishes. My friends go. Ali goes. They search. It searches. You watch. He watches. Verbs ending in y following a consonant, change the y into I and add s. I carry. He carries. They hurry. She hurries. We try. She tries. The babies cry. Nada cries. Verbs ending in y following a vowel, obey the usual rule. I stay. He stays. We play. She plays. You obey. She obeys. My friends say. My friend says. Use, it's used to express facts. The Earth orbits round the Sun. My brothers live in a suet. Elephants don't eat meat. Doctors help ill people. Cats drink milk. Birds fly. Habits. Ali always plays football at school. I usually go to bed early. He often goes shopping on Fridays. She sometimes sleeps late. Repeated actions. He visits his uncle every Friday. It rains every winter. I spend a week in Alex in summer. I go to church on Sundays. In conditional sentences, type I. If you play well, you'll win. If he gets up early, he won't miss the bus. A future action timed to occur on a timetable. Adele's train arrives at 7 next week. My plane takes off at 10 tomorrow. We have an English test next October. For dramatic narrative. This is particularly useful when describing the action of a play, opera, etc. When the show begins, Layla is sitting at her desk. The phone rings. She picks it up and listens quietly. Instead of the present continuous with those verbs which cannot be used in the continuous form, for example love, see, believe. I love you. not, I am loving you. After. Before. When. By the time. As soon as. Till. Until. If. Unless. Turn off the lights when you leave the room. I'll offer him everything after he comes. Used to. Affirmative reasonable subject and is, are and used to and being. Negative reasonable subject and is, are and not and used to and being. Interrogative is, are and reasonable subject and used to and being. Question word and is, are and subj. Plus used to and being. He is used to studying his lessons at night. Equals he is in the habit of studying his lessons at night. Equals he usually studies his lessons at night. Equals it is his habit to study his lessons at night. Equals studying his lessons at night is his habit. It is my habit to watch TV at night. Usually. Equals I usually watch TV at night. In. Equals I'm in the habit of watching TV at night. Used. Equals I'm used to watching TV at night. Getting. Equals watching TV at night is my habit. Keywords. Usually, always, often, rarely. Never, ever, sometimes, generally. Occasionally, frequently. They usually make noisy. He is usually happy. She always returns home early. Equals she never returns home late. Equals she doesn't always return home early. Equals she isn't used to returning home late. Equals she isn't in the habit of returning home late. Do you ever listen to the radio in the morning? He never ignores the others. Keywords, every, in, on, at present, twice a year. My family travels to Alex in summer. I go to the club on Sundays. Usually she takes the bus to school. I walk to school sometimes. V to be in simple present. I am singular subject and is plural subject and are. I am not singular subject and isn't plural subject and aren't. Am I? Are you? Is and singular subject. Are and plural subject. I am a teacher. I am not a doctor. What are you? He is my uncle. She isn't my aunt. Is Ali absent? We are close friends. They aren't farmers. What are they? Pay attention to these important points. This tense does not tell us whether the action is being performed at the moment of speaking or not, and if we want to make this clear we must add a verb in the present continuous tense. I usually wear a coat, but I am not wearing one today as it isn't cold. My dog barks an awful lot, but it isn't barking at the moment. The first verb refers to a habit, the second to a present action. The present simple tense, passive. Object and is, are and pp. Object and not, isn't, aren't and pp. Is, are and object and pp. Question word and is, are and object and pp. She visits her aunt every Friday. Active. Her aunt is visited every Friday by her. Passive. I don't speak Spanish. Active. Spanish isn't spoken by me. Passive. Do they like football? Active. Is football liked by them? Passive. How does Eamon learn 3 languages? Active. How are 3 languages learned by Eamon? Passive.
The present continuous, progressive, tense. Form 1. Inactive. Affirmative I and being. He, she, it, singular noun and is and being. We, they, you, plural noun and are and being. Negative I and am not and being. He equals she, its singular noun plus isn't plus being. We, they, you, plural noun and aren't and being. Interrogative am and I and being. Is and he, she, it, singular noun anding. Are and we, they, you, plural noun anding. I cook food for my family now. Correct, not, what. I am cooking food for my family now. I am not cooking food for my family now. Are you cooking food for your family now? What are you doing now? Look. He, run, fast. Correct, not, is, how. Look. He is running fast. Look. He isn't running fast. Is he running fast? How is he running? They listen to music on MP3 players. Correct, not, is, how. They are listening to music on MP3 players. They aren't listening to music on MP3 players. Are they listening to music on MP3 players? What are they listening to on MP3 players? Notes on spelling of the present participle, v anding. When a verb ends in a single e, this e is dropped before ing. Arrive, arriving, write, writing, ride, riding. Argue, arguing, love, loving, hate, hating. This does not happen when the verb ends in e. Agree, agreeing, see, seeing, free, freeing. But be, being, age, aging, die, dying. Lie, lying, die, dying, tie, tying. When a verb ends a consonant preceded by one vowel, this consonant is doubled before ing. Cut, cutting, hit, hitting, run, running. Stop, stopping, swim, swimming, control, controlling. But stay, staying, buy, buying, play, playing. Read, reading, wait, waiting, enter, entering. Use, it's used to express. Asterisk for an action happening now. It is raining at this moment. I'm revising for the test now. They are listening to music now. Why are you sitting at my desk? For an action happening about this time but not necessarily at the moment of speaking. My sister is studying English at university. I am reading a play by Shakespeare. For a definite arrangement in the near future, that is prepared, managed, organized, arranged for it from now. He is traveling to London next week, he's arranged everything. I'm making my wedding party next Thursday. I'm going to the theatre tonight. This means that the tickets have been bought. An action which begins before this point and probably continues after it. They are flying over the desert. I am bathing the baby. My wife is cleaning the flat. With always for a frequently repeated action, often one which annoys the speaker or seems unreasonable to him. She is always telling lies. They are always complaining. He is always going away for weekends. He is always doing homework. Keywords. Now, at the moment, at present, tonight, look. Listen. In the future, look out. One day soon. He is playing the piano now. Listen. Someone is crying. Look. They are running after the thief. Look out. The bus is coming. Verbs of the senses, emotion, possessing and thinking are not normally used in the continuous form. Feel, need, agree, think. Hear, see, notice, forget. Adore, seem, hate, owe. Disagree, expect, desire, smell. Hear, own, recognize, forgive. Belong, refuse, know, like. Remember, possess, believe, prefer. Want, live, understand, suppose. Admire, realize, wish, love. I own a big factory. Not, I am owning a big factory. I think it is a stupid idea. Not, I'm thinking it is a stupid idea. The present continuous tense in passive. Object is, are and being and pp. Object not, isn't, aren't and being and pp. Is, are and object and being and pp. Question word is, are and object and being and p.p. She is watching a new play now. Active. A new play is being watched now by her. Passive. I am not doing a research at present. Active. A research isn't being done at present by me. Passive. Are they having tests? Active. Are tests being had by them? Passive. How is he doing his job? Active. How is his job being done by him? Passive. The present perfect tense. Form 1. Inactive. Affirmative I, we, they, you. Plural noun. Have and pp. He, she, it. Singular noun has and pp. Negative I, we, they, you. Plural noun. Haven't and pp. He, she, it. Singular noun has and pp. Interrogative. Have I, we, they, you. Plural noun and pp. Has he, she, it. Singular noun and pp. Have equals ve, I've, we've, you've, they've. Has equals s, his, she's, its. I teach English since 1994. Correct, not have. How long? I have taught English since 1994. I haven't taught English since 1994. Have you taught English since 1994? How long have you taught English?
The train just reached the station. Correct, not has, when. The train has just reached the station. The train hasn't reached the station yet. Has the train reached the station yet? When has the train reached the station? Use, it's used to express actions that started in the past and continue in the present. I have lived in Germany since 2004. He has been in London since last month. I've smoked since I left school. They've been married for 50 years. I haven't seen you for ages. This room hasn't been cleaned for months.
An action which begins in the past and finishes at the moment of speaking. I haven't seen you for ages. But I see you now. This room hasn't been cleaned for months. It has been very cold lately, but it's beginning to get a bit warmer. Actions that occurred in the past of indefinite time. She has passed the test. I have been to Tokyo. Eamon has fixed my computer. I have read the instructions before. Actions that repeated more than one time. They have visited Paris 3 times. I have phoned him twice. He has met his uncle 4 times this month. When we are talking about our experience up to the present. I've seen that film already. He hasn't finished yet. I've played the guitar ever since I was a teenager. My last birthday was the worst day I have ever had. Have you ever met George? Yes, but I've never met his wife. A recently completed action. He has just gone out. Equals, he went out a few minutes ago. She has already cleaned the flat. Scientists have recently discovered a new breed of monkey. She hasn't called me lately. Do you think she's sick? A finished action with a result in the present, focus on result. I've lost my keys. She's hurt her leg. They've missed the bus. Have you seen my calculator? Keywords are since, for, just, recently, lately, yet, already, ever, never, only just, so far, before, up till now, until now, this month, this week, today, it. This is the first, only second, time. In recent years. In the last few years. Months. Over the ages. Years. Centuries.
Study these well. I've just entered the class. I haven't entered the class yet. Have you entered the class yet? He has already painted the room. I have never been to the zoo. Have you ever been to the zoo? This is the most beautiful car I've ever seen. I've already moved to a new house. We have never eaten Chinese food. The train has just reached the station. I have met him lately recently. I haven't met him lately. Have you seen him lately recently? She's started studying English since 2000. I have bought a new car. Since and for. Present perfect tense since and a definite time, the exact time when the action began, or a sentence in past simple. It's and a period of time, and since and a sentence in past simple. I haven't seen him since last week. Adele has watched a play since 7 o'clock. We've studied science since 2019. She has lived in Paris since she left Egypt. They have worked in this company since they graduated. It's a week since I met Ailey. It's a 2 years since I visited Paris. Present perfect tense for the whole period that the action lasted since it began and up till now. We have lived in Cairo for 25 years. Adele has watched a play for 2 hours. Reem has slept for a long time. I haven't visited my uncle for a month. I haven't met Ailey for a week. I haven't visited Paris for 2 years. Since 2010 last week, yesterday Saturday March. For 10 years a week a day, 3 days a month. Since 5 o'clock the 7th of August winter this morning last. For 4 hours 3 weeks a season, a long time the last. I've been here since last week. I've been here for the last week. She's lived in London since 2014. She's lived in London for 7 years. They have waited since 4 o'clock. They have waited for 2 hours. Ali has had a course since May. Ali has had a course for a month. He has traveled since spring. He has traveled for a season.
Have been to, has been to, means that the person visited the place and came back. She has been to school today. But now she's back at home. I've just been out to the supermarket. They have been to the pyramids in the afternoon and now they are in the hotel. Have gone to, has gone to, means that the person went to the place and not come back. They've gone to Japan for 3 weeks. Now they're in Japan. She's gone to school since 8 o'clock. They have been to the pyramids in the afternoon and they don't return to hotel yet. The present perfect tense in passive. Object and have, has and been and pp. Obj. Plus haven't, hasn't and been and pp. Have, has and obj. Plus been and pp. Question word and have, has and obj. Plus been and pp. She has studied science for 5 years. Active. Science has been studied for 5 years by her. Passive. We haven't phoned the police. Active. The police hasn't been phoned by us. Passive. Has he booked tickets? Active. Have tickets been booked by him? Passive. How long have you met Adele? Active. How long has Adele been met by you? Passive.
The present perfect continuous tense. Form, inactive. Affirmative I, we, they, you, plural noun and have and been plus being. He, she, it, singular noun and has and been plus being. Negative I, we, they, you, plural noun and haven't and been plus being. He, she, it, singular noun and hasn't and been plus being. Interrogative have and I, we, they, you, and been and being. Has and he, she, it, singular noun and been and being. Have equals ve, I've, we've, you've, they've, has equals s, his, she's, its. I read a story all day. Correct, not have. How long? I have been reading a story all day. I haven't been reading a story all day. Have you been reading a story all day? How long have you been reading a story? She work in this company for 2 years. Correct, not have, where. She has been working in this company for 2 years. She hasn't been working in this company for 2 years. Has she been working in this company for 2 years? Where has she been working for 2 years? Use, it's used to express unfinished actions which started in the past and continue to the present. We often use this with for and since. I've been living in London for 2 years. Hanny has been teaching at the university since June. We've been waiting for the bus for hours. My son has been learning English since he was 3. What have you been doing for the last 30 minutes? The present perfect continuous also use without a duration. I've been going to the gym a lot recently. She has been living in Liverpool all her life. Have you been exercising lately? Actions which have recently stopped and have a result, which we can often see, hear, or feel, in the present. We don't use a time word here. I've been running all the afternoon, so I'm really hot. It's been raining all night so the pavement is wet. I'm tired out. I've been working all day. We do not normally use the present perfect continuous with stative verbs. We use the present perfect simple instead. Keywords are, since, for, or, lately, recently.